Welcome to the potential of all potentialities, starring Brooks Agnew on the Quantum Waves channel of Sci-Spi.tv.
Welcome to Asteroid Mining, the Future of Energy. If you look at Earth from space, it is quite amazing to see the depth of the clouds, the curvature of the Earth, the many hues of blue from the ocean and the sky. And one of the neat things that we discover when we look at Earth from space is that perhaps planets form as hollow spheres. And one of the things that we've learned is that there's a great wealth of minerals, not only on the Earth, but other planets and structures in our solar system. So Earth has given us kind of a jump start with fossil fuels and other forms of energy that we've been able to harvest and create energy from, like burning wood or oil or gas or coal. But what we've also discovered is that out in space, in the asteroid belt, there is a wealth of more minerals, more forms of energy and metals that are cleaner and more sustainable. And so perhaps planet Earth has given us a kind of jump start, a kind of battery to begin with, so that once we reach technological capability, we can then go out into space and access these asteroids that we've already scouted out with probes. As you can see, outside of the orbit of Mars is a main asteroid belt. There are millions of bodies in this area, over 750,000 that we've already counted, that have diameters over 1 kilometer. Many of these are valuable in their own right. They're made of water, they're made of metal, they're made of carbonaceous minerals that we can access without having to dig up our own planet. Right now there are over 9,000 near-Earth asteroids, and about 1,500 of these are prime candidates for mining operations. And what I mean by that is that we can send remote control to these 3 different types of compositions. One is carbonaceous. It consists of carbon compounds, rock, water, metals, things like that. They're kind of a one-size-fits-all asteroid. The silicaceous, which is made of iron and magnesium silicates plus small quantities of pure nickel and iron. We would have to do a lot of destruction of our planet to find those kinds of things. And the third type is metallic, which has pure content of things like rare earth metals, platinum, rhodium, palladium, gold, things like that. And when you access these, there are several different ways of harvesting them. Some of them have very large structure, in which case some are the size of cities, some are the size of states, some are much smaller than that. In their own right, they have their own small gravitational field, and so they attract other meteorites that strike them and mark them up. And typically they end up with a rubble kind of surface that can be easily mined with remote robots. Some of these asteroids can be worth $100 billion, $200 billion, as much as $500 billion. Right now there are companies on Earth that are developing different kinds of technologies to go out to these asteroids and mine them. One of the things that we've discovered is a lot of these things, these asteroids, are large enough that they form as hollow bodies. And so we can attach equipment to them and we can mine from the exterior all the way to the interior, and we can use remote control, like slaves or robot slaves, to go out there and gather this material, put it into containers, and then use those container ships to move it back to Earth. Some of them are large enough that they could sustain long-term, and by long-term I mean 20 to 100-year efforts to convert them into more concentrated form, put them into containers, as you see here on the right-hand side of this video, and then those containers can be moved out, collected, and moved either to Mars, the Moon, or in orbit around Earth. A lot of this equipment is being designed as we speak and can be moved to the asteroid belt in a year or less. Some of this technology is already available. We've already sent some technology to asteroids. We've landed on the asteroids. We have sampled the asteroids. We've taken photographs of the asteroids. And now it's just a matter of having a global will, I don't even want to say national will, to go and slice up portions of these asteroids and move those components into equipment that can be moved either to Mars, to the moon, or to Earth. And then those elements can be used without having to harm our planet. And there's enough resources out there that these asteroid mining pioneers can harvest enough to support the Earth for many thousands of years in the future. And as humanity begins to expand into the solar system, this is the source of energy that will sustain it and supply it. This has been Asteroid Mining, the future of energy.